In today's fast-paced world, media consumption has evolved dramatically. The birth of cinema in the late 19th century and the rise of television in 1928 marked significant milestones in visual storytelling. Now, with smartphones at the center of our lives, a groundbreaking trend is revolutionizing entertainment: vertical short series. Emerging in late 2023 in the US, these series, designed specifically for mobile viewing, have quickly dominated the market. Produced in as little as 7 to 10 days with budgets under $200,000, they deliver full-length cinematic experiences divided into 60 to 100 gripping episodes, each packed with cliffhangers and dramatic twists. This new format is generating millions in revenue each project and is expected to explode into a $100 billion market. As Hollywood rebounds from pandemic disruptions and industry strikes, vertical short series are revitalizing entertainment, with Los Angeles becoming the epicenter of this movement.
Watch out!
Jack? Anne?
Leading the charge is whisked away to 1896, a time travel romance designed to capture hearts in this exciting new format. With love, adventure, and unexpected twists across 2 time periods, this series showcases just how powerful vertical storytelling can be.
Producing a major studio film typically costs around $65 million, whereas a vertical short with a similar 90-minute runtime usually costs about $200,000, just 0.3% of the studio budget. While traditional studio projects can take 40 to 120 days for principal photography, vertical shorts must be filmed in just 7 to 9 days, despite having comparable script lengths. Meeting these challenges requires extraordinary creativity, innovation, teamwork, and resourcefulness.
Could you kind of tell me like a little bit of the experience, what don't like a movie in 7 days?
Okay, so filming a movie in 7 days is a lot of work. It's, in order to accomplish that, it takes a lot more preparation. There needs to be a lot of communication and talking about everything, talking about every scene in the scene, talking to the different department. And every little piece that's here today is here for a purpose, and every person that's here today is here for a purpose. Lots of preparation, lots of communication ahead of day. Yeah.
Finding the ideal location was paramount. Just an hour's drive from downtown LA, sprawling open land with rolling hills provided a perfect 1896 setting. While we knew we had the ideal location, rental costs alone could have consumed a significant portion of our limited budget. Just prior to line producer Phil Marlett jumping on board, he was wrapping up a cowboy-themed television series where he formed key connections with the owners of various movie ranches. After scouting a renowned 2,500-acre ranch, famous for Hollywood westerns, we not only found the perfect backdrop, but also gained access to an extensive collection of 1800 stock. Everything from wardrobe, props, to tools and weapons. This treasure trove provided everything we needed to immerse ourselves in a world from centuries ago. With an old-school handshake, Marlett and the owner struck an all-in deal for the location, props, and costumes, providing the critical lifeline that made our micro-budget production feasible. Casting nearly 60 actors from diverse backgrounds on such a tight schedule was no easy feat. Securing lead roles required serious coordination, especially as demand for vertical series surged and COVID outbreaks halted many productions in LA. In the end, we assembled an incredible cast whose chemistry truly ignited the scene. Filming days were long, 12 hours or more for the cast and crew, starting early in the morning or late at dusk. Meals were served 6 hours after shooting began and were always called lunch, regardless of the time. The production team started even earlier, setting up the workplace and infrastructure at each new location. From lead actors to background extras, everyone brought their best, creating an atmosphere of collaboration that kept energy levels high throughout the shoot. We kicked off production with 4 consecutive days of filming in scorching 100-degree heat during the day, followed by chilly 40-degree nights in the mountains. The only air conditioning available on the 2,500-acre ranch was in the portable restrooms, and finding even the smallest patch of shade felt like a gift. With no running water for bathrooms, it felt like we'd truly been transported back to the 1890s. While the setting was perfect for the story, the day-to-day production was tough on everyone. The heat was unbearable, and things worsened when the county's power grid failed, causing us to lose electricity. The heat even compromised some hard drives holding footage. Fortunately, we had backups. but it's a scary risk to lose the fruits of the hard efforts you're battling the elements for. To keep conditions manageable, we brought in everything we could afford: generators for power, portable evaporative coolers, mist fans, and restroom trailers. It wasn't ideal, but we made it work. By the time we moved to our final 4 shoot days at our stunning Victorian manor, a 4-story mansion originally built in 1890, nestled in Wine County with a grand ballroom, elegant parlors, and beautifully preserved architectural details. Orange grove in the garden fully ripe, everyone was eating oranges right off the trees. But our greatest level of appreciation for the modern upgrades: running water, electricity, air conditioning. Our on-site editor could finally find a comfortable corner to work. Despite a limited budget, we ensured every penny was spent wisely. Alongside a talented team, we rented the most advanced filming and lighting equipment to achieve the best visual effects. The costumes and props were also top-notch. To capture the period feel, we sourced numerous hats, wigs, and mustaches. Our art department found wheelchairs and antique cameras over 100 years old, along with countless vintage items, and even created old newspapers and postcards. In filmmaking, flexibility is key.
Well, there's a lot of moving parts, so we're constantly changing all day long different wardrobe, and I try to keep hair and makeup pretty simple just because of the pace of the film. So I try to do styles that are easy to manipulate, whether that's pinning something up, just to slightly change the look, but it still gives a different feel and energy to the scene. Same for makeup too. Like for instance, I really wanted to get some wigs done. Working with costumes, and obviously some people have hats, so that saves us a lot of time as well. Time is like of the essence on Vertical.
As expected and unexpected, we were hit with our fair share of last-minute changes. At 10 p.m. the night before filming, an actor playing the father suddenly informed us that he couldn't make it. Producers had to recast the role overnight and were only able to find a younger actor who arrived on set 5 hours later, leading to the role being changed from father to brother. Complications continued when ordered costumes were delivered to the wrong address. This forced extras and background actors to swap clothes for different scenes to create varied looks. Additionally, a rented prop tombstone was mistakenly engraved with the name West, prompting us to change a character's last name to West. In the middle of a filming day, a lead actor suddenly fell ill, forcing us to cancel that day's shoot and add another day to the schedule, which resulted in significant rescheduling and increased costs. Despite all these hurdles, the crew's adaptability and creative problem-solving abilities kept us moving forward without missing a beat.
What do you think is like the most challenging part?
My biggest challenge is to make it look as good as possible with spending the least amount of money and in the shortest amount of time.
The deadlines are real. Like, it has to happen. The show goes on no matter what. So you have to sort of lay the track for the training that's going to do already.
No matter how tough it got, we pushed through time and time again. As filmmakers, we're all a bunch of dreamers. This time, we found another way to tell our stories through vertical shorts. What was your favorite part for making this movie?
Hands down, is getting to work with my daughter was special. So when we're working on film productions, we're taken away from our families for an unfair amount of time. So having her there with me on set every day was something that I'm always going to cherish. Also, my identical twin brother Pat was in town, and we've been pranking people since before I can remember. The crew doesn't know that I have an identical twin. In the morning, I tell the crew, I'm actually going to be on camera today. I just find a nice hidden spot outside, and I send Pat in to makeup. Everyone thinks it's Phil. He's walking through set, and department heads are walking up to him thinking they're talking to Phil. We've been doing this for decades.
This production exemplified the power of teamwork and resourcefulness, transforming every challenge into an opportunity and keeping the story's essence intact. Looking ahead, the future of Vertical series shines brightly. Imagine thrillers that grip viewers with just a few swipes, or romances that unfold in mere minutes. As our connection to devices deepens, we may see the rise of vertical art films or immersive documentaries. It is more than a trend, it's a transformative approach to storytelling. Welcome to a new era of narrative, designed for your pocket and ready to take you on unforgettable journeys.